with this young guy who was studying to run a French restaurant in Tokyo, and his father owned a French restaurant in France, and he was going to start a restaurant there and run this restaurant and all this other stuff, and sort of as an apprentice. And he had an apartment in Roppongi, and I
In
was going
Tokyo.
in Tokyo, so I was going out there, and I thinking I was going out there, and I was having fun, and I sort of figured out how to live out there, and hanging out with people that got free food and stuff, and into places free. And I sort of started running with that group and ended up living there. And then the group that I met there is how I ended up going to Tooting Bec, and we all kind of squatted in a
Tuning back in
house.
the UK.
Correct. It's at the end of the Northern Line, just outside of London.
Yep.
And we took turns like selling postcards in Piccadilly, and we just ate potatoes all the time
This is
and
in the
squatted
late,
in a
I think
house.
probably in the late 80s, right? We're
Yeah,
talking about that time
yeah,
frame.
yeah.
It sounds like you were just kind of following whatever was the next adventure. There was no plan.
Yeah, I, I never even thought about that, about acting at all. I was kind of an artsy fartsy high school type of kid. I listened to Bauhaus, and I would do photography classes, and go to cemeteries and develop my own photographs. I was punk rock sort of kid, and I liked art. I always thought maybe I'd like to do something in the arts, but that involved me living in like a creepy house with a bunch of cats and not answering the door. But I never thought anything like what I'm doing now.
So you end up in, as a, I guess, teenager, maybe early 20s, living in London. And again, just not, I mean, like if I were to find you in London at the time, it's like, oh, hey, you're Norman. Nice to meet you. What are you doing here? What would you say?
Whew. What was I doing there? I squatted in a house with a bunch of people, and we would, take ecstasy and go to the park on the weekends next door, Clapham Common, and then we would eat potatoes for dinner.
Jacket
I,
potatoes.
that's all we did. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just sort of trying to find myself. I think I spent most of my youth